evening and welcome to this edition of Newsleader on 6. Today is Tuesday, October 27th, 2015. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, area law enforcement personnel are planning to use grant money to crack down on DUI offenders. State Senator Janice Bowling says lobbyists for investor-owned internet companies like AT&T are peddling lies. As Halloween approaches, citizens are encouraged to make sure those haunted house venues are safe. Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell is asking residents to be more vigilant about reporting suspicious activity in the community. And we'll speak with Tullahoma head coach John Olive and Shelbyville head coach Jason Hardy about their team's performance last Friday night. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's Newsleader on 6.
Another summer has come and gone, but you can always surf StanMcNabb.com. With over 500 new and used vehicles to choose from, you can shop, apply for credit, value your trade-in, or schedule your service, all from your couch.
So, couch surfing?
I like to call it get the best deal surfing.
Whether it's 100 degrees or 25, you can surf StanMcNabb.com for the best deals in Middle Tennessee.
Chevy, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, all the GM brands in one location.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home, our family caring for your family since 1932.
Get Fit for Life Tullahoma. Join the Hardin Regional Medical Center and Get Fit Tullahoma Health Fair and Fitness Expo, Saturday, October 31st at Northgate Mall from 9 until noon. Talk to health professionals, free health screenings, and see different types of fitness activities available in our community. This is a fun-filled morning with demonstrations and free information for all ages. Start now and learn to make a change that lasts a lifetime. Visit the Hardin Get Fit Tullahoma Health Fair and Fitness Expo, Saturday, October 31st from 9 until noon at Northgate Mall.
Welcome back. Prosecutors and police agencies in southern Middle Tennessee say they will use special grant money to crack down on drunk driving violations. The 31st Judicial District that includes Warren and Van Buren counties will use some $204,000 in new money for the effort. Coffee County's 14th Judicial District has been granted $160,000 for the stepped-up enforcement effort. Prosecutors say the money will be used to clear DUI case backlogs and strengthen charges against DUI suspects who refuse blood alcohol tests. Manchester and Tullahoma police will use $30,000 each for enforcement. Police agencies in Franklin County will spend some $60,000. Grundy County will pick up $25,000 to combat impaired drivers. Statewide, some 376 law enforcement agencies will spend nearly $18 million for DUI enforcement.
A spokesman for Tennessee's cable industry says all government-owned broadband internet systems are a failure. But Tullahoma Republican State Senator Janice Bowling says lobbyists for investor-owned internet companies like AT&T are peddling lies because they fear competition in largely underserved rural markets. Several municipal electric and cable systems are opposing a state law that prohibits them from extending service outside their corporate limits. The Tullahoma Utilities Board says it wants to extend broadband service to parts of rural Coffee County. But private internet providers say that puts them at a disadvantage with taxpayer-subsidized systems. Bowling has backed efforts to repeal the state ban on municipal expansion. The Federal Communications Commission has moved to override the Tennessee restriction and open areas to municipal service. The state's Attorney General has gone to federal court to challenge the FCC ruling.
Consumers might know them as haunted houses or haunted mansions, but in Tennessee they're called special amusement buildings, and they have their own set of regulations. As the Halloween season gets into full swing, the Tennessee State Fire Marshal's office reminds consumers that safety features at special amusement buildings are in place to help protect visitors and eliminate real life scares. Tennessee Department of Commerce and Insurance Deputy Commissioner Gary West said, quote, Special amusement buildings have a greater inherent risk than typical buildings because of their setting, scenery, low lighting, and obstructed pathways. When visiting a haunted house, always be aware of your surroundings and on the lookout for safety features that can make the difference during a real-life emergency.
When visiting a haunted house-style amusement venue, always keep these safety guidelines in mind. Only attend a haunted house that has an automatic fire sprinkler system. Exit signs must be installed at required exit doorways. An outdoor venue is typically safer than an indoor venue. Only licensed operators should operate any pyrotechnical flame effect. Haunted houses are created to disorient, so don't forget about safety. Always look for the nearest exit and use it in case of an emergency. An emergency voice alarm communication system, which can serve as a public address system, should be installed. Report any violations of these rules or any dangerous activity you might observe to the State Fire Marshal's office or local code enforcement officials.
4th District Republican Congressman Scott Desjardins said he backs Wisconsin Congressman Paul Ryan for Speaker of the House. The South Pittsburgh Republican is joining other members of the Tea Party-inspired Freedom Caucus in support of the former vice presidential nominee to head the GOP-controlled chamber. Desjardins says Ryan has agreed to conditions outlined by the group of some 40 conservative members who either blocked the nomination, who earlier had blocked the nomination of Representative Kevin McCarthy. Desjardins says Ryan has agreed to appoint caucus members to key legislative posts and has pledged to block any legislation that would grant amnesty to illegal immigrants. Analysts say Ryan almost certainly has enough Republican conference votes to become Speaker and third in the line of succession to the presidency. The 4th District includes Franklin, Warren, Bedford, Grundy, and Rutherford counties.
More Newsleader on 6 is coming up right after these messages.
Trucks, trucks, and more trucks. Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma and Winchester is your home for both new and pre-owned trucks. We have a huge selection of over 200 trucks to choose from. Check us out on the web at russellbarnett.com and view our great selection. We are your truck headquarters, and we want to be your one-stop shop. That's Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma and Winchester, your truck headquarters. Trucks, trucks, and more trucks. Why buy anywhere else?
It's your trademark. That's something special everyone knows and remembers. It's your thing. It's made holidays special for decades and summers unforgettable for the entire neighborhood. It's made everyone laugh every single time. Don't let illness or injury keep you from doing your thing. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
Welcome back. Coffee and Moore counties have a new executive director of the United Way program. Alicia Bell has replaced longtime director Sandy Hayes, who retired recently. Newsleader's Peggy Burton spoke with Alicia about her new job.
Hey, Alicia Bell, is that correct?
Yes.
Alicia's filling some really big shoes for United Way. Sandy Hayes resigned this year, and you're stepping in as the new director.
Correct. Yes, I'm the executive director of the United Way for Coffee and Moore counties.
Do you love it?
I do love it. I've loved it so far. I've only been here not even 2 months yet and have really enjoyed it.
And so what are some, let's talk about what the United Way is, what it does, and all that.
Sure. So the United Way model can be a little bit confusing sometimes because we are an organization that goes out. We're a nonprofit, and we go and raise funds for other nonprofits in our community. But we do this in order to be able to distribute funds in a very strategic way.
Is there any particular criteria for the people you give the funds to?
Yes, yes, there is.
Can you name any of those?
Yes, so we have an allocation committee that meets in order to make these annual allocations. And they take this process very seriously. We have, just for example, this year we've funded 11 nonprofit organizations.
That's wonderful.
It's very exciting. And in order to become one of our agencies and receive funds from us, you have to submit an application. It includes a document that has a lot of your financial information, your programs.
Maybe your mission.
Your mission, yes. And then we get together and we talk about those applications, and then we even go a step further and do individual meetings with these organizations.
So you can
to really
determine
talk to them.
who you think needs it the most, or where the most
Exactly.
benefit for the most people.
And we really hope to be a mechanism that holds these nonprofits accountable, while also walking alongside of them and providing for their other needs, maybe not just financial needs, but be able to partner people in our community, businesses and donors that we know, with organizations
That would kind of
could work
complement
together.
each other.
Yes.
It's a wonderful plan, and have you done this before?
I have not worked for United Way, actually. I did work for a United Way agency that received funds from a United Way in the past, but I've never been with United Way, but I'm very glad to be here.
Are you always looking for money?
Yes, we are. We're always looking for supporters.
Like, say there's somebody out there that wants to support you. What do they need to do?
Well, they can call me at 931-455-5678. Not too hard of a number to remember. You can email me at cmcunitedway@gmail.com. And you can ask around and say, where's Alicia at? And I'd love to come and talk with you and set you up to become a supporter for to the United Way, or if you have a particular cause on your heart, I can even direct your funds and your efforts there.
Do you find that more people want to get funds than you all can actually help?
Absolutely.
You have way too many. I mean, probably. That's because it seems to be a lot of people out there needing money and wanting more support.
Well, there's a very warm community here in Coffee and More County, and there's a lot of giving people, and there are a lot of needs in this county that
Well, I know
go
the
overlooked.
United Way has helped South Jackson Civic Center.
Yes.
Because I have, some connections there, and we really, truly appreciate it. You came here and moved to Tullahoma because your husband is at the base.
Yes.
Do you love this little town?
I do. I've fallen quickly in love with Tullahoma. It's a wonderful community, as I mentioned before. He's from a small town, and I'm from what used to be a small town. I'm from Franklin, Tennessee, and so we're just thrilled to be here. And
Well, we're thrilled to have you.
Great.
You're making this town look good.
Good.
How long has United Way been in existence? Do you know?
Well, United Way Worldwide, the national office, has been in existence for 125 years. It actually started in Denver.
No, I didn't realize that.
Yes, it's a very, very old agency organization, I should say. So they've really kind of perfected their model, and we're one of the most efficient and strategic ways to
raise money,
and to distribute money.
So it's a nationwide thing.
Yes, it's actually recently a worldwide.
Oh, is it
worldwide thing? But it's important to say that the money that we raise, when you give to your county United Way, it stays here.
To Coffee County and Moore County.
Exactly.
They're the ones that benefit from the funds.
Exactly. It doesn't go all over the world.
Well, Alicia Bell, what a treat it is to meet you, and what a beautiful person to have in our community. And
Thank you.
Sandy Hayes, I know, appreciates. She worked so hard.
She did. I've got great shoes to fill.
You do.
Thank you.
Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
If you're in the market for a new vehicle, Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac is worth the short drive for savings that can't be beat. Take home this 2015 Chevy Equinox, 0 down, just $299 a month. Or how about this 2015 Chevy Silverado Double Cab, 0 down, just $369 a month. And as always, we will match or beat any dealer's price. So come check us out or visit us online at stanmcnabb.com. But please don't forget, when it comes to the best deals, if anyone can, Stan can.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Welcome back. Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell is asking the public to be more vigilant in reporting potential crimes to the police department. Jim spoke with Chief Blackwell about what the public can do to get more involved.
And now by Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell. Here today we're going to talk about what?
Vigilance.
Vigilance, okay.
And, and maybe the short way of summarizing that is, if you see something, report it. Too often we get notified about something And then in the course of our investigation, as we're asking questions, learning more, somebody will tell us, oh yes, I heard something that night, or I saw a suspicious vehicle, or the big one that my dogs were barking and they never bark at night. Okay, that should be a clue to get up and see what's going on. So what we ask is that people just be aware of that. If you see something, go ahead and call us. It's not a imposition on us. That's what we're out there. We're waiting for people to call us and give us information. And we also want to encourage those people whose day-to-day duty is being out in the community. Let's take our postal employees, our utility workers, delivery people, whoever. Those are great eyes and ears for us. And we like to encourage them they know their surroundings. They know what looks normal, what doesn't look normal. And we ask that they act upon that.
Sure.
And one of the things that we as police tell new police officers is if it doesn't seem right, or rely on that gut feeling, because usually if you don't think something's right, it's probably not right. And we as the police would rather check something out and find out, okay, there's nothing to it. And people understand that, they appreciate that, than to get a call 2-3 days later that, hey, I saw this, and now we're trying to play catch up. And that's very difficult to do that. We had a couple incidences in town where some suspicious people were seen at different locations, and nobody called us until after the fact. And of course, like I say, by then we're trying to play catch up. Whereas if someone had just picked the phone up and called at that point, we could have got an officer out there, found the people, found out who they were, found out what they were doing, gather whatever information we needed, and determine if we need to go further with this. So, vigilance is everybody's responsibility. We all have those neighbors that maybe don't work, that are stay-at-home people, and how many times do we say, well, my neighbor stays home all day, go ask them. And that's a good lead for us as police. But there's all these other people too that, hey, if you see it, report it.
Yeah, I think we all probably should remember, and I would assume you might agree, that there's more criminals out there than there are police.
Oh, yes.
So if you help the police out by doing just what you said,
And we'd like to be everywhere all the time. As you just said, if we've got 5, 6, maybe 7 officers working the street, and Tullahoma is about 25 square miles, so you start putting the numbers together, and we've got a population of about getting close to 19,000.
Right.
5 or 6 or 7 officers to service that, it becomes difficult.
Yeah.
And as we've spoken before, a lot of our calls we'll send 2 officers to, so that cuts into our resources. So we've got to rely on the public to help us.
Right.
And so we encourage you, we solicit, we beg, whatever, to call us. Let us know what's going on, and then we'll come out. That's what we're doing. We have that label, protect and serve, and serving is sometimes waiting to be called. Protecting is what I kind of consider the proactive part of it.
Right.
And the service is, okay, you've called, you need some help, you need the police.
And if you live in Tullahoma, there's a couple of ways you can call. Certainly you call 911 if there's an emergency, but there's another number.
And we have a non-emergency number, which is 455-3411. And that goes to the communication center. Some people will call the headquarters, police headquarters, and give us information, and we just have to tell them, well, you need to call this other number. And a lot of times, they're not real happy. Well, why can't you take the information? Because what we have to do is hang the phone up, then we have to call the communication center, and there's always that other question, are they still following the people? Are they, can they give a description of the car? And if we haven't gotten all that information initially, we've lost it. So we'd rather the person that's viewing it or reporting it call the communication center directly and give them that information.
We'll be right back in a moment with more Newsleader on 6.
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
And welcome back. The Shelbyville Golden Eagles picked up their 6th victory of the season Friday night in Columbia. Jim spoke with head coach Jason Hardy about the game.
Coach Hardy, you have to be tickled to death with the way that one turned out, although there might have been some anxious moments along the way.
Yeah, I'm very happy to get back on a winning streak, and I thought our kids played really well last night, and we came out of the gate firing on all cylinders, and everything's looking great. And then the third quarter, had some onside kick issues and had a couple fumbling issues, and really a test of adversity for our kids and our coaching staff. And we stayed the course and came through with a big victory. Now we needed a big victory.
In the third quarter, you mentioned that you ran 2 offensive plays maybe in the third quarter or something like that. Were you getting a little anxious at that point? You still had the lead. But.
Yeah, and it was, I know we ran two out of the first 4 series. We only got to run 2. We may have got a few more there late in the third quarter, but we had a lead 28-3. Felt like we talked at half, wanted to come out and finish the game strong. And offensively, we had just been playing really well, and defensively, we've been playing really well, and really just turned the whole momentum of the game with some fumbles and onside kicks, and they had a lot of things going for them. It was one of those scenarios where your kids could have just said, things aren't going our way. Here we go again. We've lost 3 in a row, and here it is. But we didn't do that. We didn't panic, and we came back and, like I said, come away with a big region win.
That was important to you to get that win last night. I'm sure you mentioned that you'd lost 3 in a row. You really needed to win that to stay in the hunt for the region title, or not the region title, but the playoffs rather.
Yeah, and that put us in a good spot for the playoffs. We'll go into this last game. We treated this game as a playoff game, and we're going to treat this the upcoming week with Franklin County as a playoff game. And we're still in a situation where we could lose and possibly miss the playoffs. We're also in a situation where we could win and be anywhere from 2nd to 4th. So a lot of things going on with us right now. So we just need to continue to play well. Hopefully come away with a win this week, and then get into the playoffs and play our best ball of the season.
We'd be remiss if we didn't talk about some exceptional players last night, and certainly it comes to mind your quarterback Mason Cunningham, your running back Michael Eddings. Just absolutely exceptional game last night defensively.
Yeah, and it all starts with Mason Cunningham on the offensive side. He does so many things, and he directed traffic real well. Passed the ball real well, and I think probably some people were talking to me this morning about how well he runs it. But that's the thing with Mason. He's always been a good running quarterback. He's a very dual threat type of kid and a lot of leadership. And then Michael Eddings, when he's healthy, he's one of the best backs in the mid-state, maybe the state. And, he's been a little banged up, missed the Lincoln County game. But last night he only had 13 carries, but had over 300 yards. And he was just a beast on offense. And credit to our offensive line and receivers for doing a good job blocking as well.
Tullahoma Wildcats remain winless on the season after a disappointing loss to Pearl Cone last Friday night at Wilkins Stadium. John Gray spoke with Coach John Olive about his team's effort.
Cones came rolling through Tullahoma Wilkins Stadium last night with a vengeance.
The Firebirds, one of the better 4A teams in our state. Record's very deceiving just because of who they've lost to, and they'll play for their region championship next Friday night. Is their outstanding team, and we knew that going in. I do I guess, need to say some things to set the stage here a little bit. Number 5 has got all kind of offers from all over the place.
Right.
Okay, Groves is his name, and he is a, quote, 4-star recruit, and everything I've seen of him says that
he's
legit, that he'll be a fine football player for somebody on the next level. As you watch the video, number 40,
big boy,
is being recruited by several people, and is a 2-star recruit.
Right.
And we had our hands full with him. Plays the right defensive end when he's in there. The guy who got our attention during the ball game was number 51. I don't have any idea what kind of recruit he is, but he was one really good offensive lineman. He played left tackle, and as you watch the video, if you want to see a young man that's good size and can move his feet, he's the type of guy that plays at the next level. We just had our hands full. It's hard to have an offense when you can't block people, and it's hard enough when you miss one.
Right.
I was looking at the video last night, and there are some plays that we cannot make any of the blocks on that side of the line.
And that's
we
tough.
were 0 for 3, and that just makes it tough to move the ball to that side.
And don't forget to tune in to this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9, and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell with some good advice for parents and children about how to have a safe and happy Halloween this weekend. Katie Ishii will remind us that the annual 41A Toy Convoy is happening this Sunday, and the Sportsman and Businessman's annual dinner is coming up, and we'll hear from Carla Bloom all about the details. All that and more on this week's Living.
We'll be right back with your weather forecast.
The Kia Summers on Us sales event is going on right now at Russell Barnett Kia of Tullahoma. Let me tell you about this event. Purchase a new Kia Sedona, Kia Optima, Kia Forte, and receive 0% financing up to 66 months and your first 3 payments for free. For a limited time only, no strings attached. With America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, Kia is the power to surprise. The Kia Summers on Us sales event going on right now. Why buy anywhere else?
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1963 at 85 degrees. The record low was in 1942 at 24 degrees. Average high on this day is 68, and the average low is 43. Tonight, look for more rain in your forecast with a low of around 43. Rain in your forecast again on Wednesday with a high of 65 and a low of 49. And on Thursday, partly cloudy weather expected with a high of 66 and a low of 36. And that's our newsletter report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.
Have a great evening.